Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of AFC Northerners. Let's start down the line.
Hey, Mark Herman, a.k.a. LA Bengal fan on Twitter, repping the Bengals.
Dave Green, Browns guy.
Jan Davis Utah, Ravens Nation.
Chris Atkins, Steelers, and Penguins. Let's go Pens.
All right, this is our draft episode, so let's talk draft.
Yes.
Let's start off with the Bengals.
Yeah, well, Bengals, well, first I'll give you a little bit of news. Bengals released A.J. Hawk, which is actual news indirectly that Lawson's ready to play.
Yeah.
Okay, and that was our sleeper pick last year. A guy fell to us in the later rounds. So that's the big news for the week. And in terms of the Bengals, hey, sitting at 24, I know the Steelers are sitting at 25. We're basically got to see how the draft plays out.
Yeah.
We can use a receiver. We could use a defensive back. We could use a defensive lineman. Bengals typically go best player available. The year they got Tyler Eifert, they were shocked he was there. So it's one of those things. You could sit and do all these mock drafts. No one had Tyler Eifert, going in the late teens. So, when you're sitting there in that situation in the 20s, you kind of sit and see who falls to you. Would love to see only the three receivers I like are Treadwell, Doxson, and Coleman. I do not want Fuller. I think he's completely overrated. Too many drops, just speed. He's not a great route runner.
I got a good one for you.
But we've got three teams ahead of us that draft need wide receivers. So I really don't know that those three guys are going to be there. If not, would love to see a great DB. Alexander. Would love to get Carl Joseph out of West Virginia, especially because I know the Steelers would like him too. So it'd be a double-edged sword. And Hargrave. So, it's BPA for the Bengals pretty much.
All right, BPA. That sounds pretty good. Browns news, we traded back from 2 to 8, and that sets us up with a shit ton of picks.
Yeah, you did.
Honestly, with that 8th pick, I can see us we're hoping for either Buckner, and I can see us hoping for Jack. If those two guys are not there, I don't see us doing anything else but trading down. And we have options. The Giants, the Bears, New Orleans, and Miami, and Tennessee, they're all looking for linemen. And that's where you can make a play for a Conklin or Tunsil if he's still there. There's lots of options there for us. In all honesty, I can see us going Buckner if he's there, or Jack, though. Later rounds, quarterback, I know we talk about Goff, Wentz, Lynch, those guys, all overrated.
Very much so.
The kid I like is the quarterback from Stanford, Kevin Hogan. He fits. He has better numbers than all three of those guys combined. He's a 3-year starter with a 60% completion rate. That's one of those guys. 4th round guy, we can get Higgins from Colorado, a wide receiver. And the guy that really intrigues me in this draft, and I know he's got off-field issues, kicked out of the Big Ten, kicked out of Ohio State, Noah Spence. I think
so that he's perfect for the Browns.
Yeah, there you go. Manziel needs to sell me.
I'm sorry.
Come on. That was too easy.
That
was low-hanging fruit. I'm sorry. I had to do it. Low-hanging fruit.
You know what? I think this guy's a first-round talent. And the numbers that he's put up when he's been on the field say he's a first-round talent. I don't think he goes in the first round. I think we can get him late 2nd, early 3rd, and I think that would be a value pick right there for us. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm hoping for Buckner, though, honestly. How about Baltimore?
Baltimore Ravens. Okay, so we are at number 6, which puts us in a fantastic position.
Yes.
There's always a chance that, there's as far as news, there wasn't a whole lot of stuff that happened this last couple of weeks. There wasn't any major deals or anything like that. No. Trent Richardson shed 24 pounds. Did you guys see those?
Makes him a lighter tackling dummy. That's all it does.
Nah, whatever. And here's the thing: it was done for it's a $675,000 contract, but $0 guaranteed. It's so low risk. Absolutely low risk.
They said this is the best shape he's been in, or the lightest he's been in since possibly before college.
Exactly. So
it doesn't translate.
It doesn't matter.
Well
He couldn't hit the hole.
He can't.
It wasn't about weight. It was about.
It's about vision.
And that's decision making.
20-something less pounds now, maybe gets there a step quicker.
And that's the thing is if he comes out and he's like a beast, if he's worth that number 3 pick, then
you're winning.
Then we're great. But he may not even make it through training camp.
So who do you think? Who do you want?
Yeah, 6.
So at 6, there's a lot of great players that are going to be available. Everybody's hot for the Ravens. It's like everybody's talking about Tunsil on the Ravens, Bosa on the Ravens. Honestly, I still think Ronnie Stanley is a better choice than Tunsil. I just think he's better. Now Ramsey. I mean, those numbers on a CB are insane, and he's so versatile. You can pretty much put him anywhere.
Corner and safety,
but he's not
no pick.
He's got no picks. He's got no I just don't see him as being the ball hawk that we really want at that position.
He's a complimentary
he's
corner
absolutely
to a ball hawk corner.
Yeah, exactly. And I just don't see that. I love Miles Jack. I would love to see Miles Jack come to the Ravens. I think that he would be a great fit. So while I think that we're either going to, I think that Tunsil might fall to us, Miles Jack might fall to us. Those are the two that I think we would probably pick. I personally would love to see Ronnie Stanley, the offensive tackle. I think that he's got a higher ceiling.
I think he's actually higher on a lot of draft boards. You got to remember, this is the period of misinformation and lines. I mean, it's just open line season, and I think a lot of teams would sit back and let a player get talked about and get all the press and just sit and wait for their guy.
Yeah, and that's really the funny thing every year.
Do you take Stanley at 6 if he's there? Which he should be.
Yeah, if Stanley's there, I would like to take. I definitely would take him.
I don't think Tunsil's there.
Yeah, I think Tunsil's going to wind up going either to the Chargers or there's a chance.
You take Bosa if he's there.
See, I'm not big on Bosa. Like, I think that he's a good plug and play, but I think that he's already hit the ceiling.
Yeah, I don't think he's an every down player.
Yeah, I don't think he's an every down player, and I think that's
AJ Hawk.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like I think
who we release, so you can have him. No problem.
Good. Save yourself a draft pick.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's honestly what I would like to see is like Stanley, Jack. I wouldn't mind DeForest Buckner. I think that he's and Hargreaves is also a really good pick. But honestly, my heart is behind Ronnie Stanley.
Look, you two guys are in great position because sitting at 6 and 8, we're going on the assumption that the top 2 picks are going to be QBs.
Right.
You've got Tennessee that could trade back up in front of you guys
and that's and that
would be an offensive lineman. So now you've got the chance of Jack and Buckner falling down into the later part of the top 10. I don't think either one gets out of the top 10, but because you've got Tennessee definitely wanting to come back in and get one of those linemen, I think the top.
They want to tackle so they can bookend the tackles and protect Mariota.
So you have a really good chance of both of you guys about getting a quality player.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like we haven't been in a number 6 pick in forever.
Right.
Like so, I mean we have a great opportunity in order to get an amazing player at that thing. Unless of course Ozzie does something genius and winds up getting us even more picks trading back. And that's the thing, is like he's good at that.
I got to tell you something. Ozzie is due. I read an article last week that in '96 to 2008, Ozzie drafted 15 Pro Bowlers.
Yeah.
How many Pro Bowlers has he drafted from 2008 to now?
I think one.
Yeah. C.J. Mosley.
That's
it.
Exactly.
So they're due. I mean, he
So,
has not had a stellar
fall off like that. I mean, players get old. Body doesn't respond the same way. What does that mean when a coach has that kind of fall off?
I think it's directly related to the scouting.
Yeah, I think that really is
it's
it.
It's an upper management thing in the scouting department. They're obviously not evaluating proper talent, and that's why they're missing out on Pro Bowlers.
Yeah. I completely agree. I think that the scouting has been not the best in the last couple of years. I mean,
well, the numbers bear it out. I mean, it's.
I was really high on Matt Elam. I love that pick, but then what did he wind up doing? We had such high hopes for Matt Elam, and he looked like he was in great shape last year. Like he could have made a comeback, but then he wound up tearing his bicep. For some reason, I can't say the word tear. But I think that at that position, especially. You have an opportunity to draft somebody who will be a Pro Bowler. I can see Ronnie Stanley being a Pro Bowler.
Oh yeah, no. You can't miss the spots you guys are in. You cannot miss.
Oh,
you cannot do. We were talking earlier about Haslam actually spent $100,000 to get a scouting report on the quarterbacks, and the report came back, and it said Bridgewater, and he told him to draft Manziel. He just spent $100,000 and was told the right answer and didn't want to listen. So sometimes you can be told the right answer. It doesn't matter.
But that's the analytical approach that we started last year. We didn't follow through with it last year, and now we've got the guys in place that can follow through with it.
Yeah.
I can see analytics really taking.
I can too. I mean. I've said this, I really believe that, going back to where the Browns are doing, I think give it 2 years with Jackson at the helm, I think that it's going to be a whole different Browns.
We're going to be a whole different team.
But they need to drug Haslam and put him on an island somewhere so he's got nothing to do with anything for a couple of years.
Cryogenic
freezing.
Yeah.
Hey, there's a lot of options here, but get him out of the picture.
Yeah.
All right, Pittsburgh at 25, right?
Pittsburgh at 25 as the best team in the AFC
Oh, shut up.
last year.
Well, you know, at least
Is that why you got swept
we had 10
twice?
minutes into the show before he started
Yeah,
going
exactly.
As the
at
best
shoveling
team in
his
the
Where's
AFC
the
North last
plunger?
year. We're picking last on this couch here.
Yeah,
The
one
Steelers
ahead of
have
us.
all 7 picks this year. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 7. 97 picks in between our 4th and our 6th round picks. So there's going to be
Ooh,
a
that's a
sharp
big
drop
gap.
off
Yeah.
in the talent in those 2 picks.
Well, good you need it because you don't have the cap space assignment.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Maybe we trade those picks away. I don't know. I mean, we don't have any money to pay anymore anyway.
Yeah, I know, right? Like
So-
it's a really funny thing. Like thinking about like the cap space needed in order to sign your rookies, and when
Yeah.
you're like, so we're a little short for everything.
Well,
Well, you
you
have
know
Bell,
what, that was
that's-
why. That's the whole reason why you restructured Flacco to $100 million.
Yeah.
So you could re-sign some players.
Absolutely.
Even though restructuring Flacco is what's going to hurt your franchise in like 3 to 4 years, because the guy is not an elite quarterback. He's above average at best, and you're paying way more money than an Aaron Rodgers gets. Like that doesn't make any damn sense.
I get it. I've never been wacko for Flacco. Never been wacko for Flacco. I love the guy. I think he's a great QB. But I as far as the elite thing, like he'd be elite if he performed better in the regular season, in my opinion. I still think he's freaking a great franchise quarterback. And come January, I don't want anybody else. I'm sorry, I don't want anybody else but Joe Flacco. But during the regular season, yeah, it definitely hurts us. And I think that like his decisions during the regular season, it's like. The last couple of years, especially, like switching over to the West offense with 2 different offensive coordinators back to back. I mean, that's a tough thing to go through,
Right.
especially coming off of a Super
Well,
Bowl
that
where he knew the
explains.
system.
Doesn't that then explain why you guys, out of the last 3 years, have missed the playoffs? 2 of them.
Exactly.
They were decimated last year.
Last year was like.
Last year was-
I don't want to hear no bullshit about no fucking damn injuries. That shit happens, and you got to have next man up, and you got to be ready to go.
I
If your
completely
team
agree.
isn't prepared, that's a head coach's responsibility not to have that team
Well,
prepared.
more like the GM, but I think that like in that regard, like nobody expects a Spanish Inquisition. Like nobody. Of course, we didn't expect 21. I mean, we had the league high injuries.
Yeah, that was
So
amazing.
you can sit there and say, I don't want to hear that, but honestly, dude, we had the league high. We had the league high in that injury report. Like, if we had had like 10, 15, yeah, sure, I can see the argument there. Whenever you're pushing over 20 players on injury reserve that are pretty much, like, what,
spent-
over a third of them are all starters?
Yeah.
How many weeks in and weeks out did we talk about conditioning and that type of stuff? And we attributed the amount of
Well,
injuries throughout the league.
But some of those
to
conditioning
that.
things
So
aren't
the
even...
CBA. So
Yeah,
it's-
exactly. But
that's
some of those
what's
conditioning
restricted,
things
yeah.
also didn't even apply whenever you look at like what happened with Flacco's knee. I mean, that was a teammate who rolled over him.
Right.
Justin Forsett, that was a broken arm. Like
Right.
that's not a conditioning thing.
No.
So
But you can't say that all 21 injuries are, oh my God, my guy got rolled over. Oh my God, my
No.
guy broke his arm. That was 2 examples out of 21.
A lot of them were-
there is conditioning
but you
issues
also have to
there.
understand that a lot of those were kind of like freaky injuries, like the Achilles tear. Like that's both of those.
I'll give you
both
that.
of those
I'll
Got
give
a
guys-
first round pick. And
The kicker,
early.
what was a
Justin's-
shoulder
Yeah.
or something like that? How does a kicker do that? I don't understand that.
And again, it's like not to dwell too much on the subject, but you have to understand that from that standpoint, that whenever you have that many injuries, absolutely it's going to affect what you're doing in the regular season and especially the postseason. That's why we didn't even really go.
I just like to dog out the Ravens.
I just like the fact that we just took away the entire Pittsburgh section.
Yeah,
Oh, no, yeah. We'll get back to that.
You notice planes, trains, and
So-
automobiles down there hasn't had anything to say.
Luckily for the Steelers this year,
25.
having no money to pay anyone anyway. Luckily for us, we only need 4 guys.
Right.
We need 4 guys this year, and we have the picks in the first 4 rounds. We need 2 corners,
Mhm.
a defensive lineman,
Mhm.
and a backup quarterback.
Yeah.
Here's where I think we're going. Here's what I would rather have. Some people fight me on this. I like Eli Apple, because, for amongst other things, he's a big physical player. But I just have had good experiences with players from Ohio State coming to the Steelers and doing well.
Yeah.
Mike Adams is the one guy who really disappointed me. I was really high on him. We drafted him as a tackle, I want to say.
Yeah.
same time as DeCastro. He kind of flopped, but other than him, I mean, Santonio Holmes, awesome. Shazier, even though I dog him out sometimes, he's amazing. I would like to see Eli Apple as a Steeler next year.
Okay.
What I think the Steelers are going to do is take Jackson out of Houston.
Jackson out of Houston?
Yeah.
So some of the other picks we have that I think we need for a defensive lineman, there's 2 guys out there that I'm really high on. If Billings is out there in round 2 for our pick, that's just a blessing. I don't think he's going to fall that far, but if he does, that's a no-brainer. Other than him, Ashawn Robinson from Alabama. Huge defensive lineman, man-child. I think he fits really well into that scheme. I can see him wearing the black and gold. In the 3rd round, I want a guy. I'm tired of seeing Antoine Blake chase receivers up and down the field. I want someone to fucking catch that guy and tackle him.
Yeah.
I want Artie Burns from Miami, cornerback. He's got world-class speed, but he's a football player. Sometimes track stars don't translate well into football. This guy actually does. I'd like to see him as a Steeler. My sleeper for this pick, for this draft, I think that Braxton Miller is kind of underrated here.
Yeah, I tend to agree on that.
He's such a playmaker, and it doesn't matter where he is on the field. He's going to make plays. He's going to get yards. I wouldn't mind seeing him as a Steeler.
I actually like Braxton Miller too. I have him as one of my sleeper picks for the Bengals. Kind of in that Muhammad Sanu mold where you can line him up in the
slot. You can line him up wide. You can line him up under center,
or
in the backfield.
or you can line him up in the wildcat. You can run, a halfback option.
Yeah.
I mean, he can throw the ball. So, I really like him. I like his versatility. The other sleeper pick that I had is Justin Simmons out of Boston College. If we don't get Carl Joseph in the 1st round, I really would like to get Simmons in the 3rd round, 2nd or 3rd round as a late pick.
Now, would you keep him
safety.
to his original position though, or?
No, I'd keep him at safety.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was a good leader at Boston College. And then obviously, I'd love to see that. The Bengals are not afraid of taking a guy that they're going to redshirt. They've got Bogwy. We basically have a 1st rounder hitting our offensive line this year because he didn't play all of last year.
Yeah.
So we're going to have who would have been a top 5 tackle in the draft last year. He's going to hit our lineup this year, which is why we let Andre Smith go. I've been saying that all year that Smith was out the door. Smith. I would love to see, they'll take him and sit him for the whole year, and then we'll have probably what would have been one of the most talented linebackers in the draft. Yeah.
So
there's one more guy that I just see Pittsburgh take off the board if he's still out there. That's Connor Cook, the quarterback from Michigan State. He's 34-4 in his career there. I mean, the kid's a winner, great arm. I mean, they say his mechanics leave a little bit to be desired, but I would not mind seeing him back up Ben.
You know what? I got news for you. Every quarterback that everybody's talking about in this draft is a project. There is not.
Yeah, there's not one.
There is not a Jameis Winston. There's not a Marcus Mariota. Paxton Miller, or not Paxton Miller. Paxton Miller.
Lynch.
Yeah, he's got mechanic issues. He throws off his back legs. Jaworski broke down a ton of tape on him. This guy's a project, and people are talking about him in the 1st round.
It's because the class of quarterbacks isn't that great.
You know what? I don't think Goff yet is tough enough. I question his toughness.
Yeah, I mean, it's like if you watch his play at Cal, he is. It's like it just felt like things kind of were a little easy for him there. Like I want to see what happens to him whenever he actually gets hit. I mean,
he ran for his life at Cal because they had no offensive line.
Yeah, exactly.
So I mean, he showed he can run.
Yeah, he's gonna need to.
Yeah. So it's but I'm not high on any of the quarterbacks. So I kind of see them all as projects. And later in the rounds, picking up one of these guys isn't a problem. My problem is 1 and 2, and then seeing any other quarterback in that 1st round.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite quarterback?
My favorite quarterback, I think Wentz has the most upside.
Absolutely.
Anybody. I see him as a cross physically between like Ben Roethlisberger and Cam Newton.
Yeah.
I mean, he'd be able to run those type of plays. So I really kind of physically see him as he's got the most upside.
I like that guy, but it's a guy I mentioned, Hogan. He's actually the same size as Roethlisberger. So 4', 218. He's mobile. It's the same type of fit as a Newton and a Roethlisberger. I like that guy. I easily had at 99.
Yeah, totally. I agree. So, in your opinion, like, who do you think is going to be the biggest bust of the draft?
Yeah.
Fuller.
Who was it?
I think Fuller.
Fuller?
Yeah, out of Notre Dame, the wide receiver.
Yeah.
I think if somebody reaches for him really high, I just see him as another Hayward Bay. Yeah, he's got a fast 40 time, but the guy doesn't hold on to the ball. He doesn't run good routes. If you want to take him on as a third-round project, but there are some boards that have him as the number 1 wide receiver in the draft.
Ugh.
I don't see how you could have him.
The wide receiver class in this
over-
draft is so poor.
Oh, I know, but at least in
It's
Treadwell and Dotson, you have guys that run routes. And Treadwell, the joke is, well, he doesn't create any separation. He's really good at the contested catch. Well, he has to be because he doesn't
can't
create
separate.
separation. So, but still, you can at least see him as an Anquan Bowden type of wide receiver.
Yeah.
Fuller, I just see him as another Hayward Bay. And if a team reaches for him in the top, anywhere in the first round, I think it's a stretch. I really
How
do.
do we have a draft special and never mention the Heisman Trophy winner? Derrick Henry, where is he going?
He'll go somewhere. Somebody might
Late
trade up
first.
in the late first,
First.
or he'll go
Late first,
early
early
in
second.
early on the second day.
I see him in Dallas. I think Dallas wants a
Right.
running back really bad. I can see
But
that.
I still like
That's
Ezekiel
where I
Elliott
see
better.
Elliott at.
Yeah,
Elliott
Yeah, I
right
like
there.
him better. I don't think Elliott's going to be on the board. I think they're going to
At
pick
4?
somewhere else first. I think they're
Okay.
going to go somewhere else in
Right,
the first
yeah.
round and hope that he's there at 36
I don't think he drops
or
to
35
36.
because
I think if they
assholes
do
in the league
that,
don't
they're
have a
going to
pick.
have to trade up to get him.
Yeah, I think that
And it's gonna have
I
to
see
be
him
in the
going
top
in the top
15.
20.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
I see a lot of movement coming up in this draft. I said before
Wait,
about
Derrick Henry
Tennessee
is up there?
coming back up and moving up.
No.
No, but I see a lot of teams
Yeah.
moving up and down. You're going to see, a lineman fall, and a team that needs a lineman is going to trade up. You're going to see a lot of movement, and I think you're going to see teams trading up in the second day. You're going to see trades going on between rounds 1 and 2.
Oh, yeah.
When they see people on the board, you're going to see your pick.
We're gonna
a lot-
be
both of
really
your
active
picks are
on
going to
day
be in
2.
play for trades on day 2, which is what I love the NFL making the second round a completely separate day, because then you have teams trading up and doing stuff. So
Exactly.
All right, gentlemen, do we have any shout-outs to anybody or anything like that?
Start that round.
hold on, let me get the YouTube up here so I can see who talked to us this week. We did talk to a few people.
It's something else that is a good point for the Steelers is that, it would actually benefit you guys to almost want to, like, if you can, to trade up in order to pick up, like, somebody who's a better defensive back. Like, I wouldn't be surprised completely if that happened.
I could see them trading up for, is it Hargraves?
Yeah,
I could see them trading up for Hargraves. He's one of the very few people I could see us doing that for. Plus, we don't need all 7 picks seeing how we campaign one, so we might as well.
Yeah,
make some
exactly.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, shout-outs.
Green the Giant. I like that. He loved the Tannehill comment about the Tannehill being the Honda Civic of quarterbacks. We had Andrew Moore.
Awesome.
We had Jacob Dunham, who we've talked to before.
What's going on,
We
Jacob?
had Bengal guy. Hey, Jason Chang. Welcome. And Kevin
Thanks for
Wolf.
coming.
Yeah, Kevin Wolf commented. Kevin Wolf was the one that didn't like, he wanted you to get a jersey.
Yeah. Thanks, Kevin.
We're
I just
taking up,
switched it
we're
up,
going to
though.
start a fund with that.
Send it
We're
out.
gonna start a Kickstarter.
Get him a jersey of somebody in this, maybe an RG3.
RG3.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
That's the other thing. It's like RG3 is such an interesting pickup still for the Browns. Like, I'm still trying to wrap my head around like how well that's going to go.
I've said it before. RG3, the big beef on him is his work ethic. If he can just get his head into it, the talent's there.
Yeah.
His problem is not off the field issues, that kind of thing. His problem is he shows the last one to show up, the first one to leave.
But for a prima donna like him to be yanked for
No.
Kirk Cousins, who there's nothing wrong with Kirk Cousins. It's just that Kirk Cousins is so
He's a good
low
QB.
profile.
I think it corrected the mentality.
I think so. I hope
and
so.
everything that I've been hearing,
That's
and I'm
the
sure
exact same
everybody on
thing.
this couch has been hearing, and everybody out there, he's first one in the building, last one out of the building. And with the head coach, with Jackson, the guy's a quarterback whisperer. Let's see what he can do with him. I think if there's anybody that's going to make our G3 the legitimate deal that he should have been, it's going to be Jackson.
Yeah.
And with that, people, hey, check us out on all social medias, Twitter, YouTube, Reddit, blah, blah, blah. Send in the mailbag questions. We're going to get to those guys next week, along with the draft recap. From all of us here at the AFC Northerners, we're going to sign off the way we always do.
Fuck the Patriots.
Have a good
Bye,
one, guys.
everybody.
Bye, guys.